Some information. There is we're part of what's called the stakeholders group, RMCAD is, and they consider us to be the anchor for this art district. And so they haven't defined the boundaries yet of it exactly. It's going to be kind of amorphous, but we're kind of right in the middle of it. And they really see us as the most important player. So they want us involved on many levels. One of them is developing this art district with identity, with structures, all kinds of things that are going to be going on. Let me just read off to get you started a little bit about what's going on and how we can be involved. First of all, you probably know that there's grant money for this, and they've obtained this, I don't know how much yet, but enough to actually get this thing kicked off. So there's budget for it, and you also know about Tracy Wheel from RNL being pretty much their sort of contact person and getting everything going. We're looking at, for example, infrastructure. One of the things that are, let me see if I can put this in perspective. You know where the Lamar Street light rail is going to go? You guys heard about the Lamar Street light rail station?
Well, we think we do.
You think so?
Well, all we know is that, things are going down Pollack, so is it stopped at Lamar?
Well, yeah, Lamar is going to be the closest one to RMCAD, and it's going to be the one that's sort of the center for, what do I want to say, almost like the art district's going to sort of radiate out from that and come right onto the RMCAD campus, which is very cool. And so when we say infrastructure, one of the things we keep talking about is they want a series of sidewalks and pathways to be designed that lead people through the art district and that will lead them right onto the campus. And those sidewalks can be, mosaics. They could be all kinds of things that are designed by our students and actually executed in some cases by our students. So they want to tie that, the sidewalks and the pathways, into the overall redevelopment that's going on here. And that's the other piece of this, is there's actually two more pieces. There's the West Colfax Business Improvement District that is part of this. And this is a way of trying to entice new higher-end businesses into this area. And then there is the development of the Lamar Street Station. And I've got this information here. Thought I'd leave with you guys, and you can look at it. I'll need it back. But how the Lamar Street Station is going to be designed. Then there's also the Two Creeks Community Development Plan. And the two, I know, it's like, how do we keep all this straight? But at any rate, the Two Creeks Development Plan is going to be happening between 11th and 13th on Lamar. And it's going to be a mixed income, mixed use development, sustainable, completely sustainable. It's going for lead neighborhood development. And that's going to be artists, studios, that type of thing, really cool stuff. So all of this ties into this West Colfax Art District. So you can see there's a lot of exciting things that are happening and are all tying together. So this infrastructure piece is going to be, sort of connecting all of these. They're also looking at creating a new way to get across Colfax. So that's like, good luck, right? We're talking about a bridge right now. I think that's probably the most likely, although it's very, very expensive. So, but there may be other things. We may be moving the stoplights. The thing about Colfax is it is a Department of Transportation jurisdiction. It's not the city of Lakewood, so you have to work with the federal government on it. But at any rate, we're looking at that. We're looking at developing extensive wayfinding for the whole district. What that looks like at this point, I don't know. What it involves, I don't really know. I mean, obviously, signage, but I know they're wanting to go much deeper than just, doing signage, and you guys know that better than anybody else. We're also looking at developing lighting that will be unique to the area. So exterior lighting hopefully solar powered, hopefully all down as opposed to up, so we're not contributing to brightening the night sky. You know, very, very environmentally responsible lighting, but something that's really cool in terms of its design and unique to it. Street furniture. They're wanting to do some custom, really cool street furniture that looks like art, that is art. So that is another component. And then there's the whole aspect of marketing this and marketing it to the community and who to reach out to in the community, who to partner with in the community to get a buy-in from the neighbors. And I got to tell you, I've been to a few of these neighborhood meetings and they're not real crazy about this. And you would think, right, everybody'd be like, wow, this is fantastic, and they're afraid of the type of people it will bring. Yeah. You know, Sarah Donahue and I were just up there talking, and I said, you know, basically, and excuse me for being really frank, there's a lot of bigots in this group who, you know, are afraid that it's going to attract people they don't want. And so what we're trying to do is to figure out how to make this art district so inclusive, so naturally inclusive, that nobody would even question, you know, who's supposed to be there and that type of thing. We also are going to look at identifying potential structures that are already in the district that could be remodeled for art studios and artist lofts, that type of thing. So all of this is happening right now in a series of meetings with the mayor's office, with a company called West Metro Development that's just down the road, about 2 blocks from us, and it's all being tied together. And they see us as a very influential partner in all of this. The fact that we can bring our students to, you know, all of your creative genius to bear on all of this, as well as us saying we support it. Our students, our faculty, our staff who want to live near the campus would love this. Absolutely love it. And so that's pretty much where we stand right now. The Two Creeks development I was telling you about is 5 acres, and it's a transit-oriented development. 25% of it they're going to set aside to have some sort of subsidy for full-time students with the federal government. So, you know, they're really looking at us as who they want to appeal to and who they want to have involved in it. So, let's see, I brought this, but I can't, if this is current. Yeah, it is. Have that, again, you guys can keep these for a while and use them. I just need them back at some point. So, those are the facts as I know them right now. Questions?
What was the biz development one? That was, you mentioned that.
The West Colfax Business Improvement District. Yeah.
And what is that?
Basically, it's trying to get more productive and maybe what do I want to say, higher level of a business along the Colfax Avenue, you know, that maybe not the Big Bunny Motel, you know.
Oh.
That kind of
all right, so it's kind
yeah,
of that's
right.
I know.
Yeah. It's an icon. But they also are looking at us and our eventual expansion into the JCRS shopping center as that being sort of a Colfax presence now. That will, it's going to be taking place over the next few years, but, you know, it is going to be taking place, so.
Do you have any more information on that? Like, for instance, is it more than just Albertsons?
It will
What
be
about-
eventually.
Oh, okay.
It will be eventually, yeah.
So there's more of a track right from the station into
Right.
the building.
Yeah, we're just, in fact, we had a giant campus planning meeting yesterday, and we had Chris Marconi and Maria and, you know, all the big stakeholders involved were in it, and Chris indicated very significantly that when our enrollment gets to a certain point, then they're going to go after more of JCRS, and that could be very soon. So.
in the back, I was trying to say, it was not really a back, it should be sort of a seamless entry from
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides. Kind of
Oh,
thing.
yeah, we're definitely do that. And we're working on that with an urban planner right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has there been any talk of, we were kind of discussing like, was it parkland or developing, because there's lots of these, there's asphalt parking lots along Colfax, or even the JCRS shopping center.
Yeah.
Is there any talk of creating, grass, or parks
Yeah,
or things
there
like that?
is, and especially as it relates to the Two Creeks development. They're developing a whole open space pathway that actually will be a migratory path for certain wildlife and such, and then they're going to want to tie it into areas that are closer to us. Unfortunately, the lot next to us that now has the senior housing used to be a migratory path, and then when they built that, it completely stopped it. So we're looking at restoring a lot of those. Pocket parks, throughout,
That's
small, yeah, definitely a part of it.
Is there an overall vision statement? Like,
Not yet.
oh,
Not yet, but I know.
it's just a lot of ideas that are thrown together, and this is
I
how you're
know.
seeing it fit.
Unfortunately, that's been the big problem,
Oh,
is Bob Murphy, the mayor, has all of these
ideas,
projects,
yeah.
and so everybody's trying to put those together into something cohesive. It's not quite there yet.
Okay.
And I will tell you, they're having a meeting this afternoon, the first meeting of the stakeholders group. And so after that, I should have some more info, quite a bit more info for you.
Oh, cool.
What else can I tell you?
Is there an overall map that we can visually look at, or are all these areas kind of planned out so we can kind of get some sort of visual understanding of this is how it's going to flow?
I'll send you we have what we call a context map that we've been using, that, it's the aerial view and it outlines the major area. I'll send that to Fred and then he can send it to you. I'll do that as soon as I go upstairs.
Yeah, that's great.
What else?
So as far as some of these meetings and different things, are any of those public also?
Yes, in fact, I asked if students could attend, and she said a certain number, yes. I said we can't have, overwhelming amount, but she said, yes, you can definitely bring students to this. We'd love their input, we'd love their questions. So if you guys wanted to choose, a handful of you to maybe rotate, and I'll let you know when the meetings are.
That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. This one today came up so suddenly that I've got to scramble to be able to make it myself, but hopefully I'll have a schedule that I can give to Fred and then he can share it with you guys.
How much contact, because we're sort of still absorbing all this too, and I'm sure we'll have more questions when we actually do.
Right.
How much contact would you like us to have with you? I don't want you to have.
As much as you want. I mean, I'm
You
just
sure?
upstairs, so
Okay.
you
Or
know.
via email or whatever.
Yeah, you can give them my email, and if you
Okay.
guys want to run questions past me, just send them to me, and we're up on the 4th floor. Just come up and see us if you want to, or just ask me. I can always come down for a few minutes anytime.
Okay.
And I will keep you updated. I'll just send everything to Fred so he can distribute it to all of you guys. I think it's exciting you want to get involved in
Yeah.
this. This is great.
Is there any, well, maybe we're going to find out more from Tracy. I guess that's, anybody within the Lakewood sort of mayor, we're not going to talk to the mayor. But
Dad, I could get him here if you want him.
no, I mean, I don't know if we need that, but some other person that's pretty knowledgeable about.
I would say Holly. Holly Boehm is the sort of the
Boehm.
coordinator. It's BOEHM. And she's the coordinator, and she's, heading up everything for the mayor on this particular project.
Okay.
And after the meeting today, I'll ask her if I can send her email to you if you want direct questions answered.
So when you say the budget is approved, or the budget is all they're going to get? Or
I don't know for
or
sure.
This is just a grant? Did they think they got enough to
Well,
get going?
evidently.
Okay.
And again, I'll find out today.
Oh, so you're still getting information too?
Yeah. It was sort of full speed ahead until
Yeah,
the
I know.
holidays, and then everything dropped.
Right,
And then now it's all
like going crazy.
right.
Okay. Do you guys think anything else?
Is it possible at any point that we could experience the Albertson space? Just to get a feel for what that's like?
Well, I mean, it's just
Just a box,
it's a
probably.
box, and it has no electricity, no heat, and it doesn't have an occupancy permit. Let me talk to Regan, see if I can figure
With
out
hard
something.
hats or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I'll talk to Regan, see what we can do. Do you guys just meet this one day a week?
Just one day.
Okay, so it would be a Thursday if we were gonna do it, right? Let me see what I can do. Right now it's full of old furniture. In fact, furniture that we would love to sell to the students at like $5 a pop.
You should have a
Because- Honestly, so that might be a good idea, is I could say I want to bring the graphics
There you
students,
go.
or communication students over and see what they think of it, and that'll get us in. I'll talk to him, I think we can do it.
Is there a starting point with this?
I'm assuming it's now.
Wow.
Well, I don't mean like we start now, I mean like out of all these things, like is there a list of like
Oh, yeah.
this?
Very good question. Let me ask.
Yeah.
And
No.
get back to you.
So
I'll
in a
get back
sense,
to
there's not a phase one, phase two
No.
that you know of, it's just.
This
all-
is actually the first overall meeting
Oh.
Today?
today. I've met with different people and different components, but to get everybody in
I
the same
see.
space, this is
So
it.
it's spread out all over.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Any?
And then how, when you say sustainable, how, I mean, is this at the top level of everything?
The mayor
they're
is
trying to
very
do?
committed that
So
all
they'll use
developments be
everything they
sustainable.
produce as a sustainable material kind of thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely, as much as possible, realizing there are trade-offs in terms of, appropriateness and strength of material and, those kinds of things, but yeah, whenever possible.
So it'll actually be presented as that on the stem, I
Yeah,
would think.
it will.
And that could be a destination just to see
It will,
what.
that's a good point,
No, it really would be,
yeah.
because I don't think.
Maybe the first art district.
I don't think many of them are.
Probably
but,
not,
I mean, some try, but I mean, this one's really, plus
right,
guided by you, it would be really strong, I think.
maybe, we'll see. I mean, again, you can only go so far, and then you kind of hit the wall, and it's money, and it's, again, the neighborhood. When the neighborhood around us, when they hear the word sustainable, it's a bunch of hippies, Birkenstocks, and and then of course I always say to them, and I'm from Boulder too, and they go, oh my God. So, but that's, I mean, it's just, it's a fairly older, pretty much white population around here that own property and that own homes, and they're what they are.
Afraid to change.
Exactly.
And so when we talk about artists, are we talking about mainly local? Or could
I
this
think we're
turn out
looking
to
at
be
trying to attract
international
artists, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're wanting some performing types of spaces or exhibition spaces that would really attract some big names.
Wow.
So, yeah. But they're also looking at local.
Are they stuck on West Colfax Art District, or is that just working title right now?
I think that's a working title, but I don't know for sure. One of the things they're trying to do is brand West Colfax
Yeah.
as something besides what it's always been.
Yeah.
As far as the Albertsons building, I know it's being built out, well, from what I hear, it's being built out for a lot of the, our uses,
Yeah.
as classrooms and communication design, things like that. Is there talk about creating a gallery space
Yes,
in that as well?
Yes.
To, okay, cool. To be
Absolutely.
part of this art
Mhm.
event,
exactly. And then the main student lounge, and really cool. And you guys will be moving over there when we do it, in this department, animation, game art, ID. However, as I said, Chris has put a hold on that. We thought we were gonna start probably construction this summer, and he's put a hold on it until enrollment numbers go up a bit. And as soon as that happens, we're ready to roll. And, I mean, we've worked with Fred intensely on the design of the spaces and such for you, and all the other chairs too. So.
Are we able to see those also, the space design, or is that secret?
At some point, yeah, definitely. But I will see if I can get us over there next Thursday.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think an overall, map, anything you can give us
Yeah.
like that, and then any information you want to share from even the meeting
Okay.
you have today that you think would be worthwhile. And then particularly also like
If they break that into phases too.
Yeah. See if they will break, or I'm sure they will break it into phases. It's just identifying them and describing them,
Yeah.
defining them.
Right. Now, with R&L, are you working with them?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I assume it's going
So
to happen.
it's all happened today, probably today.
It's
when the-
today.
Here's how it's all gonna work.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting maybe to just, get more information on
Right.
whatever that turns out to be,
I agree.
just start to move forward. Now, is the light rail starting from downtown, is each stop gonna be, looked at as an opportunity to build a story? Or is that like a separate?
The Lamar Street station is unique in that it's the only one that doesn't have park and ride. In other words, they're looking at it as a pedestrian and bicycle, again, good for
For people who
sustainability.
live in the neighborhood.
Wow, that's
Exactly.
nice.
The others are all park and rides.
Yeah, so that would be a little more difficult.
Right.
But it sounds like the city's definitely, for this whole thing.
Absolutely. they
So,
are.
okay. But like the stop before, is that just a traditional thing where I don't know who does that. Who handles these sort of leaf things they have and all this, they're kind of weird.
I'm
but-
trying to think, I have some information, or maybe it's a website that the mayor gave me. Let me try to find that, and it describes all of the stops
Oh, okay.
on the way.
That would be good too.
Do that.
And from your point of view, when it stops here, everything's kind of walkable from what we're talking about here?
Well, and that's
Or
the.
bike?
Yeah, I mean, right now, of course, you'd say, well, I don't think anybody want to walk it right now. The whole idea is to change all of that and change the culture here.
Oh, right.
And again, not necessarily lose the authenticity of some of the areas of West Colfax.
Right.
But just make it so that it's safer, more accessible, more community oriented, that type of thing.
Yeah, and those were some of the things we talked about exactly.
Got it.
But we were still trying to figure out where it was, but we sort of got it at the end.
Yeah, I said I talked to Holly this morning, and I just said, have you defined what the district is? And she said, it's gonna be very amorphous.
That's good.
And she says, but RMCAD's right in the middle of it, and I know that's important. So, to limit it and say it stops here and it starts there might not encourage, further development or the evolution of it and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's, God, yeah, the parking lot, I figured they'd be parking
Yeah.
in the mall, mall, they'd know if these cars were there for.
I would think, I don't, yeah.
But I like it, it's a great idea.
Well,
Okay,
let me
anything
know,
else?
I'll go up and I'll send the map to
Great.
you right now, so you guys can
Cool.
have that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Julie.
Take care.
Okay. We're gonna turn that off.